This is Mumbai's beautiful Marine Drive. If we are asked the question, how safe do you feel? Most of us would say pretty safe. But what happens when other urban scenarios are evaluated, such as the narrow alley on the left and the empty flyway on the right? How safe would you feel there? Which is the safest amongst them? Safest by how much? Can you quantify? What about a crowd? Would a crowd make you feel safer? Safer by how much? And when does a crowd become too crowded to become unsafe? What about light? What is the effect of darkness on the feeling of safety? Does a crowded dusk feel safer than an empty afternoon? If so, by how much? As we navigate our cities, we encounter urban fabric of diverse compositions. Trees change, roads change, vehicles appear and disappear. One can see a white sky in a few places. One may not see the sky if walking under a flyover. Days change to nights, nights change to days, so on and so forth. All of these urban compositional variables subliminally affect the way we perceive an urban scape. How can we predict the perception of safety of different urban scapes? Differences in urban fabric is not the only factor that affects perception of safety. Urban spaces are perceived differently by different genders because of their diverse lived experiences. What is safe to you may be unsafe for a person identifying with a different gender. Different studies have documented this phenomenon. This leads to questions such as how will the different genders feel in different urban scenarios? Will the feeling of safety be different? If so, by how much? How can we predict that? This project will solve such questions. The proposal is to develop an AI system entitled Safe or Not that will predict gender specific perceived safety of photographs of urbanscapes. Safe or Not will be trained on Indian crowdsourced safety evaluation data, thereby making it the first predictive safety tool made with data from the global south. To understand how it will work, first we need to understand how humans read an urbanscape. It happens through subliminal eye brain coordination. The eyes scan the surroundings for visual information. Simultaneously, the brain performs three tasks. Number one, compositional segregation. The brain reads the composition of urban features such as sidewalk, trees, vehicles, sky, buildings, etc. In other words, the brain understands how much of the field of view is occupied by which feature. Number two, moving object detection. The brain reads how many moving urban features, such as people, cars, motorcycles, etc., are present in the field of view. This process helps us in navigation. Number three, color detection. The brain reads the color of the surroundings to understand the time of the day and lighting conditions. After urban spatial mapping through the three cerebral tasks, the fourth component, that is our lived experience, adds meaning to our surroundings. Thus, the same urban scape will have different safety perceptions for the different genders. The development of Safe or Not AI system will follow the same four components that humans use to read an urbanscape. 10,000 urbanscape photographs will be rated by female, male, and non binary respondents. These 3x ratings will form the output section of the training data for the neural network. The 3x ratings will provide the mathematical version of the fourth component, that is, gender specific lived experience. Mimicking the three tasks that the human brain performs to read urban space, AI machine algorithms will be used to perform compositional segregation, moving object detection, and color detection. The algorithms will extract and quantify urban features of the 10,000 photographs. A total of 37 urban features, including number of people, field of view occupied by trees, vehicles, sky, buildings, etc., and the color of the urbanscape will be extracted. These numbers will be used as the input section of the training data. The corresponding quantified urban features and the 3x safety ratings will be used to train a neural network to predict the gender specific perceived safety of new urban scenes. The deliverables of the project shall have four components. Number one, the Safe or Not AI system. It will be shared as a free and open source algorithm for others to use and improve. Number two, gender specific safety perception of the 8 Tier 1 cities of India will be analyzed. It will be done so by running geotagged Google Street View photographs of the 8 cities through the Safe or Not AI system. The results will be visualized on gender specific safety audit correlate maps on a 500 by 500 meter grid. Through this process, we will be able to identify localities that need immediate attention. Number 3. Following the city audits, gender specific differences in perception of safety will be quantified. The comparative analysis shall be submitted for peer reviewed publication as a research paper. Publication of gender specific differences will sensitize policymakers, who happen to be mostly men, on designing public spaces without privileging one gender above others. Number 4. Lastly, the Safe or Not AI system shall be made available to designers, policymakers, and citizens as a free mobile app. Through the app, users shall be able to check gender specific safety perception of photographs as well as videos of urbanscapes. Designers will be able to upload screenshots of designs and or photographs of urban sites to compute the gender specific safety scores. Using the safety audit, designers will be able to identify and address areas that may have safety concerns. Citizens will be able to use the mobile camera to see real-time prediction of gender-specific safety scores of the camera feed. This will help citizens in decision-making of safe navigation through unknown neighborhoods. Additional details related to the project are mentioned in the attached project proposal document and an addendum showing the proof of concept of Safe or Not. The National Family Health Survey states that less than 10% of Indian families own a car. Another report, authored by Teddy, states that less than 5% of urban Indians commute to work in a car. India experiences urban spaces predominantly on foot. To make cities safer, active means such as patrolling and grievance redressal, and long term means such as alleviation of poverty and gender sensitivity are being addressed through various schemes. However, the canvas on which open public experiences take place is urban fabric. Along with active means, we need to understand and predict which urban spaces feel unsafe. This is where this project comes into the picture.